Today is a very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of Srila Gauridas Pandit, and also Rupa Goswami. Our Gurudev wrote their biographies. I will not read everything. In brief, Shri Gauridas Pandit, Subaloyah Priya Shreshtah Sa Gauridasa Pandita. In Braja, Gauridas Pandit is Subal, one of the 12 Gopalas. He is one of Nityananda Prabhu's dearest associates. Gauridas Pandit was most fortunate. His body, mind and soul were all devoted to Nityananda Prabhu. First verse was from Gaur Ganadesh Dipika. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Subal is the chief of Priyanarma Sakas. There are different types of cowherd friends of Krishna, and these Priyanarma Sakas are those who are participating in Krishna's lila in friendship, like in forest, cow herding, cow milking, all this. But these Priyanarma Sakas, they also participate in Krishna's Madhurya lila with the gopis. They're special type, they're giving messages to the gopis, and they prepare Krishna for meeting, and they are always by his side. We also hear that when Krishna goes to Radhakund, he does not go together with his cowherd boys. It is mentioned to show that in Radhakund only Madhurya lila devotee. So it is there in Ashtakali lila, written in Jaiva Dharma, that only some Priyanarma Sakas, they will also go there with Krishna. Like there are Ashtasakis, they are having 8 ghats around Radhakunda. Like that, 8 prominent Priyanarma Sakas, they have 8 ghats around Shamakunda. So Gauridas Gauridas was the 4th of 6 sons. He was the son of Kangsari Mishra. Gauridas was the 4th of 6 sons. His 3 older brothers were named Damodar, Jagannath and Surja Das. Surja Das, whose title was Sarkel, gave his 2 daughters, Boshuda and Jannava, in marriage to Nityananda Prabhu. Gauridas Pandit's younger brothers were named Krishna Das Sarkel and Rishinga Chaitanya. Pandit Surja Das Sarkel was a very magnanimous person. His younger brother was named Gauridas. Gauridas Pandit took permission from his older brother before moving from Shaligram to Ambika Kalna. You know also in the biography of Shyamananda Prabhu, he is in that line. Gauridas Pandit had a very famous disciple, Hridaya Chaitanya. He initiated then Shyamananda Prabhu. Then Gauridas Pandit had his house in Ambika Kalna, and there once Mahaprabhu came there, crossing the Ganga on a boat, and from Shantipur he came and he was using that oar, veslo it is in Slovenian language, oar, and then he gave it to Gauridas Pandit. And he told him, you take this oar and you help Jivas cross over the ocean of material existence, and also one Bhagavad Gita copy he gave to Gauridas Pandit. And there was a big festival there, and Nityananda Prabhu also was there. And when they were about to leave, Gauridas Pandit had great separation grief, and he told, no, you should not go. Then Mahaprabhu gave indication that deities should be made. Deities will stay there. So Nityananda Prabhu was supervising the carving of deities from nearby neem tree, and they are life size. So when the deities were made, then Mahaprabhu took, wanted to take permission from Gauridas to leave. Then Gauridas said, no, you should not leave. Then Mahaprabhu said, we are here in the form of Vigraha. So why you are worrying? Or if you want, Vigraha should go, deities, or we should go. Then Gauridas said, okay, then Vigrahas should go. Then the deities walked away in front of everyone's eyes to show that there is really no difference between name, original form, and deity form. No difference. So they went away. Then Gauridas Pandit felt that, and Gaur Nityananda were staying in house, but they were like deities, not speaking and like this. So he thought that maybe this is not good. Gaur Nityananda have this duty to rescue the fallen souls, so I'm keeping them here. It is not good. Then he said, okay, you may go, and Vigraha I will take. So in order to satisfy Gauridas Pandit, those Vigrahas were physically eating everything, deities. Yes. Yes. Gauridas Pandit Goswami disappeared in the month of Shravan on the Shukla Dvadashi, the 12th day of the waxing moon. His samadhi is in Vrindavan. When Jannavadevi saw Gauridas Pandit's samadhi, torrents of tears fell from her eyes, and she could do nothing to stop them. So the best among all cowherd boys, you will find in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, his love goes up to Mahabhav, Subala, higher than Vatsalya. Although he's a cowherd boy, but because connected to Madhura Jalila, it goes up to that height, and he is in the shelter of Radharani also. Those Priyanarmasakas, they will take shelter of Sakis, Manjaris, Radharani, they will. So today is his, and he looks like Radharani. You know that pastime, that one time Radharani and Subal exchanged their clothes so that Radharani could secretly go out and meet Krishna. So they are looking alike also. So today is Gauridas Pandit's Disappearance Day. If you want to know more details, then in Gurudev's book, there. So I am bowing down to him and praying his causeless mercy. Also today is Rupa Goswami's Disappearance Day. It is a long biography. So the main points. In Vrindavan, you all know, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. When Radharani first expands into 8 Sakis, so Lalita is prominent. Then Lalita's prominent assistant is Rupa Manjari, and we belong to this group. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is directly under Rupa Manjari, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and our gurus, they are in that seva. That is why we are also called as Rupa Nugas, following Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. And now in Gaura Lila, to enrich Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Rupa Goswami appeared in a family which is originally from South India. They are high-class Brahmins. Then later, there are many that ancestors. Then Kumar Dev is the father. Then they moved to Bengal, and Kumar Dev had several sons, amongst whom were Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Anupam. The Kumardev's house was in the village of Bakla in Chandradip. This is before it was in, means now it is Bangladesh, before it was East Bengal. Then they moved to Rup, Sanatan and Anupam, they moved to Ramkeli village. This is in West Bengal. And they were, because they were very qualified, that Muslim ruler Hussein Shah engaged them in the government service and gave them titles. Sakar Malik is Sanatan Goswami, Dabir Khas is Rupa Goswami, and Anupam. Sanatan was prime minister, Rupa Goswami was, some say finance minister, some say some important minister. So they were serving there. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going towards Vrindavan from Puri, then he stopped in that Ramkeli village, and Rupa, Sanatan and Anupam, they all met Mahaprabhu there, first getting the grace of all his personal associates of Mahaprabhu, like Nityananda, Gauridas and others. Then they could meet Mahaprabhu in the dead of night, and they expressed extreme humility. We are the most fallen, we are worthless, you please rescue us. And praying in that verse, Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prem, that later on Rupa Goswami composed. But there in Chaitanya Charitamrita we will find in great humility they approached. Then Mahaprabhu blessed them and he told them, yes, you should join me in Vrindavan. So first, and Mahaprabhu also told, already you are my eternal associates. I came here to this village only for you. So they are playing such pastimes as like conditioned souls, but they are Rupa Manjari and Lavanga Manjari from Golok Lila. So then Rupa Goswami could give up his job more easily than Sanatan, because that Hussein Shah was having great reliance on Sanatan Goswami, so easily could not. Rupa Goswami gave job and then he divided all the money appropriately, and he went to Vrindavan as per order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then from there he came to Prayag. Because he heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in the house of one South Indian Brahmana. So when Rupa Goswami found him there, he was overwhelmed with feelings of love for the Lord. He and Anupam placed straw between their teeth and repeatedly paid their prostrated obeisances to the Lord. Here Rupa Goswami composed this verse as a pranam mantra. We are also using Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. I pay my innumerable obeisances to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, who is Krishna himself, whose name is Krishna Chaitanya, whose complexion is golden, and who is most munificent by bestowing Krishna Prema, love for Krishna. Daily we have to recite this pranam mantra, and also Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, that is also written by Rupa Goswami, and also He Krishna Karuna Sindhu, also by Rupa Goswami. So we have to pray in this way. So there in Prayag, in Dashashwamedha Ghat, I'm not telling everything because also we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they also went to visit the house of this Vallabh Bhatta. There are many pastimes there. Then in Prayag, that is confluence of 3 rivers in Allahabad, there in Dashashwamedha Ghat, that is landing stage on the bank of river. Dashashwamedha Ghat means where 10 horse sacrifices were made or named after them. So there Mahaprabhu blessed Rupa Goswami. He taught him. It is known as Rupa Shiksha. In Chaitanya Charitamrita we were reading. He told him, I will tell you, and he also infused power into him to realize all those things. And at the end, he also blessed him. You will have to write about this. You will have to expand. So from that most famous book, Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu came. It's very big book. Nectar of Devotion is only summary study, but Bhakti Rasamrita is very big book, and he collected from all different scriptures quotations explaining about nectarian ocean of devotion, explaining all different types of devotion and giving examples from scriptures about like Subala's love. He explained how Subala is serving and others. Also Ujjwal Nilamani. Ujjwal Nilamani book is especially about Madhurya Rasa in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In the end, all 5 rasas are elaborately explained. But for Madhurya Rasa, because it is so vast, he had to write a separate book. That is Ujjwal Nilamani. We are not allowed to read that book until we get proper qualification, because they are all explanation of all different types of gopis. This is there also of Priya Narmasakas. In Jaiva Dharma, you will find summary of that Ujjwal Nilamani. Kalena Vrindavana Kelivarta Lupteti Tam Kyapayaitum Vishishya Kripam Ritena Vishishecha Devas Tatraiva Rupam Cha Sanatanam Cha. It is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the course of time, tidings of Krishna's amusements in Vrindavan, means Lila, had been lost. To make them known again in detail, the Lord drenched Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami with his mercy. Priya Swarupe, Deita Swarupe, Prema Swarupe, Sahaja Birupe, Nijanu Rupe, Prabhu Reka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord explained the Rasa Shastra to Rupa Goswami in a way he did to no other person. For Rupa Goswami was the dear friend of Swarup Damodar. His true identity was that of the Lord's beloved. His nature was that of divine love itself, and he was also possessed of natural physical beauty. Mahaprabhu knew him to be like unto himself, and indeed he was verily the expansion of the Lord. We are also chanting that mantra that Rupa Goswami established Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, his desire he established in this world to spread this Braja Bhakti, especially Madhurya Rasa. So in this Rupa Shiksha, it is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is another verse, Vrindavaniyam Rasa Kelivartam Kalena Luptam Nija Shaktim Ukta Utkah Sancharja Rupe Vyatanot Punaksa Prabhor Vidho Prak Iva Loka Shrishtim. Just as the Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the truths about his own self, so did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eagerly impregnate the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency so that he could revive Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes which had almost been lost to memory due to the influence of time. Like we heard in Bhagavatam, Brahma, after submitting to Supreme Lord, then by his grace he could realize. Like that Rupa Goswami also. Our Gurudev also told we cannot get it only by reading books. We need the grace of Guru to realize. So we have to follow the instructions. We have to surrender to Guru. When he will be pleased, then we can get realization. So while in Prayag, Mahaprabhu gave Rupa Goswami the direct order to write Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So many things. Here, our Gurudev wrote, the lives of the Goswamis were exemplary in their renunciation. Sometimes they would engage in chanting the holy names of the Lord. Sometimes they would worship him by writing books on divine aesthetics, Bhakti Rasa Shastra, and sometimes they would remember or glorify the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is from the commentary of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There is an idea which has some currency among the Prakrita Sahajiyas that devotional practice entails the renunciation of studying and writing devotional scriptures. And indeed, scriptural discussions should be stopped for their pursuits, which are foolish by nature. I also heard some, no, why you need books? These all love. Why books? So that is not correct. These are not ordinary books. They are expressions of love for Krishna. They are writing the glories of Krishna and his devotees. So they are made of love of Krishna. If someone says there is no love, he has no connection with those Bhakti Shastras. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also told to Sanatana Goswami, by the grace of Shastra and Sadhu, one can get inclination to serve Krishna. Shastra is also a living thing. And there is grace. If you surrender, you can get the grace. That will give you devotion to Krishna. So some Sahajiyas, they think, no, this is book, theory, and like this. They have no idea. Because no surrender, so no realization of the book of Shastra. Not ordinary books. So those who follow in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami have no tolerance to such ideas. However, if a devotional practitioner studies or writes devotional scriptures for the sake of making money, through which to satisfy his material senses, or attain material fame, respect, or any of the other insignificant and superficial goals, which are classed as distractions or weeds in the garden of devotional service, then he will not attain the auspicious results which are the real fruit of such activity. A real Rupa Nuga, a follower of Rupa Goswami, has no fruitive ambition for such bad results. This also we saw in history. Selling books and putting money on bank account. That is not purpose of these books. These books we have to study and we have to distribute so that people may get grace of devotion, not for money or name and fame. Then they also lost devotional practice because of this. When Mahaprabhu was giving Rupa Goswami the prologue to the characteristics of the different mellows and instructed him how to get an iota of taste of the fathomless ocean of sacred rapture, he pointed out how difficult it is to attain devotional service to Krishna. He said, there is unlimited ocean, so I'm giving you only one drop of that ocean so you can get a taste. Then it will expand when you write. So first Mahaprabhu told there are unlimited living entities in this world, and they are divided into those who are moving and non-moving. Non-moving like trees, mountains. And those who are moving, they are divided in those who are in air, on the land, or in the water. And those who are on land, they are also divided into other species and human beings. And human beings are divided into those who are outside of Vedic regulation, Mlechas, Pulindas, Baudas, means Buddhists, and tribals like this. Then those who are following Vedas, and those who are following Vedas, majority, they are only saying they are following Vedas, but they are not actually following practically. They did not even see the Vedas, but they are saying, only saying we are following. So they are in majority. And those who are following Vedas, actually majority is there following karma kant for worldly benefits. And among those, very few can purify their heart and they can become jnani. They don't want non-eternal benefits. And among many such jnanis, you will rarely find that someone really got liberation. And among many liberated souls, you will rarely find one devotee of Supreme Lord. It's very rare. And such a devotee is fully satisfied. Out of millions of liberated souls, it will be difficult to find a devotee of Krishna. Devotion to Krishna, which is thus so rare, can take birth when a certain merit is attained through great good fortune. Then that famous verse is there. Brahmanda bromite kono bhagyavan jeep Guru Krishna prasade pai bhakti lata beach. When Jiva is wandering in this material universe in different species, different positions and all this, some fortunate living entities, this fortune is explained by Acharyas to mean those who have gathered enough devotional sukriti. Knowingly or unknowingly, their energy was spent in service of Krishna to satisfy Krishna or his devotees. So when that is gathered, then they will get that faith. And by the grace of Krishna, they will meet bona fide Guru. Then that bona fide Guru, who is grace incarnate form of Krishna, not different from him, they will get the seed of devotion from Guru. Our Gurudev told, it has to be from bona fide preceptorial channel. Otherwise that seed or that mantra will be fruitless. Krishna has to be at the back of that devotee. Only Krishna can give himself. So he's giving himself through such bona fide devotees. And it should be sown in a cultivated land. That is heart which is having faith in Supreme Lord, his existence, and also by serving him, we serve all. That faith should be there. And then this seed will be sown, and this practitioner will have to water it. What is the water? Shravan Kirtan, hearing about Krishna and speaking about Krishna. Then this creeper will grow. But this gardener also then has to be careful to put fence around this creeper so that mad elephant will not come and destroy that creeper Mad elephant means offense to Vaishnava. That will destroy devotion. Because from Vaishnavas we are getting devotion. If we criticize Vaishnavas, then we lose that chance of devotion. And another, so what is this fence? We always have to stay in Sadhu Sangha. Within Sadhu Sangha we have to stay. It means we have to take shelter of sadhus, of devotees, serve them. And that will protect us from committing offense to Vaishnavas. And then there are also many weeds growing alongside this creeper, like desire for name and fame, other desires and some prohibited immoral activities like this. So if we misuse the water of Shravan Kirtan to pour it on those other weeds, then they will grow and Bhakti creeper will not grow. So we have to cut down those weeds. We should not water them. We see someone may do devotional, like he's in the process of devotion like for 25 years. But that does not mean that he is very advanced. Not necessarily mean that like someone is in the process for 25 years, that he's very advanced. No. Because maybe he is watering those weeds and he's doing for name and fame or for money or something, but no devotion is there. So we see that they then give up practicing, they are not getting real taste like this. So this also we have to be careful, and we may even not notice. So we need that sadhu sangha, advanced devotees, realized devotees, to even notice that where we are watering, for what purpose we are doing. It is subconscious also inside. So devotees always will help us to see and progress. Then if everything is all right, our practice, then this creeper will cross over this material universe. Means your consciousness will raise above these material conceptions of any plane or desires like Burgu, Swar, then Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, then will pierce this universe. So you will have no desire of this world and no limited consciousness. Then it will go to Biraja river. Their three gunas are in equilibrium. Then it will go further to Brahmajyoti. There also cannot find any shelter, this creeper. Then after that it will come to Vaikuntha. But for those devotees, followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they got the seed of Vrindavan Prem. Even in Vaikuntha, that will not find full shelter. So it will go further and finally reach into Golok Vrindavan, the lotus feet of Krishna, and will produce fruit of love of Godhead. And that practitioner will be able to taste it. Although staying in this world, but his consciousness is in Golok consciousness. He's always serving Krishna, and he will be able to taste that nectar of prema, and he will also be able to distribute those fruits of love of Godhead to others. I saw there is one question, but I have to finish certain topics. They are important. Yes. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to him about 5 principal devotional rasas, mellows, Shantadasya, Sakha, Vatsalya, Madhurja, and also 12 secondary rasas. And then he told him that you will have to describe all this in detail. So Rupa Goswami did in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And then Rupa Goswami also sometimes visited Puri, and he was staying with Gauridas Thakur in that Siddha Bakul, because out of humility, because before they were engaged in Muslim service, he and Sanatana Goswami did not enter into Jagannath Mandir. Also Gauridas Thakur not. Although there was no prohibition for them, but out of humility they did not want, so they were staying there in Siddha Bakul. So there Rupa Goswami started writing some plays of Krishna Lila as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also ordered him, and on the way, when he was going to Puri, Satyabhama appeared in his dream and told him that he should write 2 separate dramas. Rupa Goswami thought, I will write only one drama, but then Satyabhama told, and later on also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to write 2 separate dramas, one of Krishna Lila in Vrindavan and one in Dwaraka. So Rupa Goswami was very expert, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Raya Ramananda and other devotees, they came there and he requested him to recite something from his composition, and Raya Ramananda was also expert in writing dramas and plays, so he liked very much, he appreciated very much Rupa Goswami's writing. Even Gauridas Thakur also was very satisfied hearing that verse of Rupa Goswami about chanting the holy name. How much nectar is in the holy name and what it produces in the senses and in the body and all this, Tundet and Davin, that verse is famous. So Gauridas Thakur said, I never heard such glorification of holy name. And Gauridas Thakur is Namacharya. He fully realized in name, so he also appreciated. And also you remember when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Ratha Yatra, his mind was that this is Krishna in Kurukshetra, and we, the gopis, we want him to come to Vrindavan. So he had that type of meditation. And Sarup Damodar understood when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking another one verse from some worldly poetry, but no one could understand what Mahaprabhu meant except Sarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami also. So Rupa Goswami wrote another verse to explain the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he put it in the roof and he went to take bath in ocean. When suddenly Mahaprabhu came there and he saw that, and when Rupa Goswami came back, offered obeisance, then Mahaprabhu slapped him. How did you know what is in my mind? Affectionately slapped him. Means he was very satisfied with him. And he also asked Sarup Damodar, how is it that Rupa Goswami can know my mind? Then Sarup Goswami said, if he knows your mind, it means he got your grace. Otherwise it is impossible. So it is proved he got your grace. That verse. And about the holy name is this one. Tunde tandavini ratem vitanute tundavali labdaye karna krora kadambini ghatayate karnar buddhe byah spriham chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jane janita kiyadbir amrite krishneti varnadvai. I do not know out of how much nectar the 2 syllables of Krishna's name have been composed. Dancing madly on my tongue, they awaken in me the desire to possess many mouths. As they sprout in my ears, I long for millions of ears. And as they enter into the garden of my heart, they overcome the activities of every one of my senses, leaving me inert. Gauridas Thakur, the Acharya of the holy name, was amazed to hear such an extraordinary glorification of Krishna's name, and he started to dance. He said, I have heard the glories of the holy name from many scriptures and sadhus, but never a description like this of the sweetness of the name. So then it is also very famous verse, you all know. It is from Vidagda Madhava in the invocatory prayers in the beginning. Anarpita charim chirat karunavatirna kalau samarpaitum unatoja rasan sabhakti shriyam harih purata sundara duti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandare spurito Spuratubah Sachinandana. May the Supreme Lord, who is the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, be always situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow that which was never offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the treasure of devotion to him, means Madhurja Rasa, Unata Ujjala Rasa. When Ramananda Rai heard this extraordinary verse, drenched in love for the Lord, he began to praise Rupa Goswami with what seemed like 1,000 tongues. It is in Chaitanya Charitamrita how he was glorifying. And you know those songs we are singing during Kartik, Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Dai, that is written by Rupa Goswami. Krishna Deva Bhavantang Bande also, and other so many songs in Sanskrit. And we are following his Upadeshamrita and so many other books he wrote, Radha Krishna Ganadesh Deepika, Mathura Mahatmya, so many books. And our Srila, yes, I told Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, directly serving Kandarupa Manjari. And they came to give us that. So then you know, then they came to stay in Vrindavan for permanent. And they were doing this bhajan there in great austerity. Yesterday I told that Shankya Purva Kanama Gana Natimi. Regularly they would, in a regulated manner, they would do bhajan and write books and beg for chapatis from Brajavasis. The whole day engaged in bhajan. Only 1.5 hours sleeping. Sometimes not even that, if they got so much engagement and ecstasy. And even if they were sleeping, they would get dreams of Radha Krishna Lila. And not ordinary persons. There is that Ashtaka we are singing. And under different tree every day. In Vrindavan, they had different vision. Yesterday I told in that our Zoom. Once Gurudev Aur explained how Goswamis they were living. A very living way Gurudev explained. Because he is having that realization. So many books here they're mentioned. Lagu Bhagavatamrita also is famous. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared, then Raghunath Das Goswami came to Vrindavan. He was thinking, I will give up my life because Mahaprabhu disappeared. So how I can live? But when he met Rupa Sanatan, he felt that actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is within them. Why? Because they were always engaged in fulfilling the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By that we are having association. So Raghunath Das Goswami felt. So he took shelter of them and was doing bhajan in Vrindavan. And you know, Rupa Goswami also established Diti of Radha Govinda in Vrindavan because he was the Acharya of Abhideya Tattva. He could not find, means he was thinking how I will fulfill this order of Mahaprabhu to establish Diti. So then one day a divine personality taking the form of a handsome Brajavasi came up to him and asked him in a sweet voice, what is the matter? Then he told him, there you will find your deity. He's in the ground. And a daily cow is coming and pouring milk there to feed him. So then Rupa Goswami excavated and he established Radha Govinda deities. You will find more details in the book. Time is going. And this song is very famous, Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. We will sing after this recording by Narottam Thakur. Prabhupada was also praying with this song, and also another was some prayer. Adadana Strinam Dante Idam Yache Punah Punah Srimad Rupa Padam Boja Dulisyam Janma Janmani. In his last message he prayed with this prayer. I very humbly I pray that I may be in every birth, I may be the dust particle of lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. Particle of dust and the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami. Then Rupa Goswami disappeared on today's Titi. His samadhi is there in Radha Damodar temple. You have seen. Swami Maharaj was also staying there doing bhajan. And he had one bhajan kutir also in Terikadamba. From Nandagram, if you go towards Javad and that side, Kishori Kund. So Terikadamba, there Rupa Goswami was doing bhajan, and you know, one day he wanted to make kheer for Sanatana Goswami, and then Radharani came and gave him all ingredients. He cooked, and Sanatana Goswami then understood by getting that nectar. He asked, where did you get these items? Next day, one girl came. Then Sanatana Goswami understood, oh, Radharani came. You should not do this. We are the servants of Radharani. You should not engage her in our service. So in this, and there are many pastimes also of Rupa Goswami. One, today I remembered one by when I was speaking with one devotee. One time, Rupa Goswami was meditating on one lila, and it was something funny, Radha Krishna there. But at that time, he was smiling. At that time, one Vaishnava was passing by, and he was a little crippled. He had difficulty walking, so that Vaishnava thought, oh, he's laughing at me, and he was dissatisfied. He's laughing at me, thinking I'm like a lame person, crippled person. So that offense came. And Rupa Goswami, this is of course, he's teaching us that this is Lila. He could not get darshan of that Lila anymore. It stopped. And how much he tried, he could never get Lila darshan anymore. Then he asked Sanatana Goswami, why this is happening? Then Sanatana Goswami said, did you commit offense to any Vaishnava? He said, no, I did not. Then Sanatana was saying, maybe unknowingly you did. So you do one thing. You make one festival here in Vrindavan and you invite all devotees. And then you will know the devotee who will not want to come, he's dissatisfied with you. So really Rupa Goswami did, and he met then that devotee, and that devotee expressed, yes, on that day you were laughing at me. Then Rupa said, no, I was not laughing at you. I was seeing that lila, and there was something funny in that lila, so I was smiling. I was not wanting to offend you. Then that Vaishnava understood, oh yes, okay, then he was pacified. Then again, Rupa Goswami could get Lila Darshan. So this teaching is there that if there is any Vaishnava offense, any Vaishnava is dissatisfied with you, then Krishna will not appear in us. So this is so important. There are so many other pastimes of Rupa Goswami and teaching. Also here, one this question I got. Where is that question? It does not show in my chat. I saw before when it was written, but now I'm not seeing. Strange. You deleted or? I saw something about books and Sukriti, selling books and getting Sukriti. I was thinking I will reply at the end. Yes, now he's typing. Maybe he deleted. Oh, on my account, that I cannot reach now. After this recording will stop, then I can reach on my account. Okay, so Rupa Goswami. Okay, now he put here. What do you think about the argument that he will have Sukriti from books from the sale, like he and also others which buy these books? Yes, if some devotee is distributing books with this motive to satisfy Krishna, then that is okay, that is service to Krishna, but it should not be done to get money for some sense enjoyment. If it is done like to maintain the temple or his devotional service, like that is okay. And those who will buy the book, yes, they will get Sukriti by keeping that book respectfully in their house, and if they will read, they will get more Sukriti. So that is, of course, helping them. And one who is providing this, those devotees who are printing and selling, distributing, that is all devotional service if it is done to satisfy Krishna, not for getting money to spend for some sense gratification or for name and fame like this. Yes. You will find in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu about Sangha Siddha Bhakti, Arop Siddha Bhakti, Swarup Siddha Bhakti, so many different kinds of bhaktis. Also Jiva Goswami wrote, based on Rupa Goswami's books, he also explained so many different their levels and like this. So if one devotee will write books or print devotional books and distribute for the satisfaction of Krishna, that will be devotional service, but not if it is for some other target. The activity outwardly, it may look the same, but the point is the target. That will make some activity either devotional service or not some other thing. There you will find in detail in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu about all these points. So today is Srila Rupa Goswami's Disappearance Day. His glories are unlimited. Only briefly I could remember here, based on Gurudev's book. If you want more details, you will find, and there is unlimited glories of Rupa Goswami. So now after recording will stop, we will also sing that song, Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. There also his glories are mentioned, and how Narottam Thakur is praying exclusively to be devoted to his or her lotus feet. So with that prayer, we will also pray for his grace, and tomorrow we will continue our Harikatha.